Hey guys, my name is Alvord. This year, 2020, we all have known it's been crazy. This year I've turned 23. This is going to be the first time I've done one of these. The goal with this video is honestly for myself and my loved ones. And if anyone wants to see that outside of that is awesome. But I'm really looking forward to making this video of my life in 2020. So in this video, pretty much it's going to be a video that looks with questions about my life, specifically within 2020. I want to do the same questions each year within the next however many years of my life and see how different the answers are and see how my opinion changes. I think I've gotten the inspiration from a YouTube video from the artist Billie Eilish, and I saw her do an interview like this, and it really inspired me to answer questions and see how different my opinion goes throughout the years. So obviously 2020 was a crazy year, and it's crazy to even think that there would be a highlight, but I'd definitely say that within a hard year you can find highlights if you really look for it and that you focus on that. I would say a highlight this year was going to one of my best friend's wedding, Caleb Laurent and Kimmy now Laurent, and I was a groomsman in their wedding, and something that Caleb had to say, and it really opened my eyes, was even in the worst of times, you can have a great day and a great moment. I think so many people focus on the expansion of how long the year is and how bad it is, yet within one day you can have the best day of your life. And I'd say that was a highlight of my life within 2020. So obviously, we never like to talk about the bad things that happen in 2020, but they do happen, especially in 2020. I'd say personally, for me, I'm blessed to say that I really don't know anybody that passed away from COVID, which I'm very thankful for. And I'm praying for everyone that has been affected by COVID. But for me personally, I'd say I'd had a lot of self-doubt with my future within my faith. Not that I doubted my faith, but I doubted my future. Especially earlier in the year, I was really hurt with a specific situation connected to a specific person. And within that, I was really hurt, and I think I really focused on it too much. And I'm glad to say towards the end of the year that I no longer focus on that bad part of my year. And I'm really thankful for the bad moments, because that's where we grow. And I really hope to keep growing within those moments, especially within 2020 with how bad it was. So my predictions for myself in 1 year, which will be December 2021. What I know is I'll be done with college, thank God, at Lindenwood with my business administration degree. I'll be 24 years old. That's crazy to think about. And I'll have about 2 months left of my military career. Predictions for myself. I don't know, right now I'm kind of keeping myself open to a relationship, like the right relationship, but that's God willing, and we'll see where that is. So maybe I'll find myself in a relationship next year, but no rush to that. I still see myself working at the DMV, the good old DMV, but still with the same group. I see myself in St. Charles by next year, but I'm keeping my doors open and my opportunities large, so that's where I see myself in a year. So in 5 years, that's weird to think about. I'll be 27 years old in 5 years. I hope by that point I have my career down. If not, I'm probably doing something wrong. So Brennan, wake up if you're not doing it right. I'm gonna give the basic answer of I hope to have a family and a loving wife, God willing, if God calls me to marriage and to have a family. 5 years. I'm open to moving to Texas, to Tennessee. Honestly, that's what I love right now, are those two places. I do like St. Charles. I'm not opposed to that, but I may see myself moving from Missouri. You might want to watch out on that, but I could be completely wrong. Who knows? But that's where I see myself at in 5 years. So yeah. So advice to everyone watching this. Something I've really focused on this year is what happiness means. It's kind of silly, but the Declaration of Independence says pursuit of happiness. It doesn't say just straight up happiness. Why does it say pursuit of happiness instead of happiness? Does that mean we'll never obtain happiness, that we're always pursuing it? Or will we always find happiness? Because we know happiness can be taken away. So I think the advice specifically is pursue happiness. Does that mean you'll always reach it? No. But it's within that pursuit that you grow and you figure out who is there for you. And I think something that's really important is finding that happiness within yourself. And that's something I'm really trying to give to people and myself, is know how to pursue happiness and what's within that. And when you obtain happiness, see if you really have it, because it can always be taken away from you. So 2020, a new hobby of mine. So I've always loved the idea of photography, and I see the memories within that. So I definitely say I've been really trying to, attempting, I should say, to become a photographer, at least on the side. I see it as a hobby as of right now. If it becomes maybe a little side hustle, we'll see. But I'd like to consider myself a amateur photographer right now. So I'd say I picked up on photography this year in 2020. So 2020, even though with how restricted it was and limited, there were still safe adventures within that. So before good old COVID went down a little bit, I was able to have the opportunity to go down to Nashville with 3 of my really close friends, and we saw a Dan and Shay concert, and it was so fun. And then immediately went back to St. Louis, and I kid you not, the next morning flew down to Arizona with my buddy John, shout out John, and we drove down to Mexico. I have never been so tired in my life, but it was so fun. And then COVID happened. And then in September, I went to Cincinnati, Ohio with a different group of friends. And we really had no game plan in it, and we just kind of went. And we found things to do there. And those were definitely 3 big highlights and 2 adventures within 2020 that I had. So 2020, we all learned a lot of things. Things that made us proud and things that made us worry and sad, happy. But specifically, I kind of want to talk about what made me proud, which is kind of something hard to talk about for those of you who know what the Enneagram test is. I'm a 2 wing 3, which means I really give myself to other people, as in caring for them. So something I'm really proud of myself this year is protecting my own heart. I think I really, really practiced that, because within the past, I don't know, just the past of my young adult life, I've really had the issues of not protecting my heart emotionally. And this year I've really stuck my guard and done what I've wanted to do in protecting myself instead of hurting myself for other people's gain. So I hate to say I think I'm proud of myself, but I am proud of myself for doing something that is so hard to do. All right, so this next question, it gets pretty deep. I mean, it doesn't have to go necessarily there, but it is a deep question in itself. Me and my buddy Cameron, who was nice enough to record this for me, we're kind of talking about this question. Should we go this deep with the question? And we're like, why not? This is a personal video, but I am sharing it to the public. But it's meant for myself. Am I happy in 2020? In the beginning, no. No, I wasn't. I was, again, kind of what I touched on earlier. I was questioning my future as a whole. Not as in like questioning my life. Right now, in this season, towards the end of this year, I'd say I'm happy. I'm slow to say that because there's such a level, such a weight to that word. But I'd say that this year of 2020 gradually went up of the word happy. And I think I have my family to thank, my friends to thank, and most of all, my faith in Jesus Christ to thank for my happiness. So 2020, was I happy as a whole? In between. I think it went up on the rise of happiness, but I am happier right now taking this video. But it had its ups and downs for sure. All right, so the end of 2020, what is my status of what I'm doing? I'm currently employed at the DMV off of 94. I absolutely love that job. It's crazy to think that you can love a DMV job, but I do. I'm currently in the Army still. I got, like I said, about a year and a couple months left. I currently go to Matthias Lot Church. Fantastic church. Absolutely love that church and what God is doing in that church. I am currently single. Yeah, my status is I'm blessed. Still living at home. I think that's an important thing to say in a recap of the year. Shout out Mom and Dad. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I'm thankful for my status and where I'm at in life. All right, so as I've said before, we all know 2020 has been rough. So within that, I kind of want to give maybe some advice or life lessons that have really helped me, not only just 2020 related, but just my life in general. Saying that I live by every day, it's so simple. It's seek discomfort. And I was inspired of that saying by a YouTube channel called Yes Theory. And their theory is to say yes to everything that gets them out of their comfort zone. Obviously, if it's not illegal or harmful to anybody or yourself. But once you're in your comfort zone, you gain the most and you learn the most. Like right now, being behind or in front of this camera is a bit uncomfortable for me, but I get to grow within that. So take each day to seek discomfort, and you can even relate that to your faith. If you're comfortable in your faith, you're doing something wrong. In such a bad year, it's hard to want to seek discomfort because you want to be comfortable. You want to be safe, and please be safe, it's important. But seek discomfort in the things that you do and things that you are uncomfortable with. Say yes next time to your friend that asks you, hey, do you want to do this with me? Say yes. And that will make you grow so much. I promise that. In conclusion, this video was a lot of fun to make and something I'm going to be doing yearly with the same questions each year, seeing an update of where I am in 1 year. I'm thankful for this opportunity, thankful for where I'm at, and I'll see you next year.